Fat Joe and Jadakiss is having is that they were saying that athlete money is different. All right. Apparently, that's what they was talking about. They saying that rap money ain't athlete money. And so I always like to get into a good conversation about money. And so let's get into it, y'all.
I'm a little upset.
For 2 years.
Yo, and I don't get jealous, man. I'm a little upset. I looked up this week. I guess they started the trades and all that this week. It's like 5 NBA players in a row with $100 million and better. Do you know what rappers got to do to make $100 million? What's the percentage of rappers that ever made $100 million?
Couple rappers made $100 million. Not for rap.
Yo, how you watch these basketball players? They say it. No, you watch an ESPN and shit. It's like, yeah, Julius Randle, $100 million 3-year deal. 267. I think Panchero got. But somebody SGA. What's SGA got?
274.
What?
Carol got 287 for 5 and
how much SGA got?
270 something for 4.
What the fuck? What am I doing wrong?
You don't know how to shoot the turnaround. You got the leg for the Euro. You got the leg for the first jump of the Euro. Look, please.
I got the, yeah. I ain't got the fluidity to come back with it.
You don't got to
I ain't got the hop, skip, and the jump.
Got you the 100 mil. You got the half Euro.
I don't got the hop
to go back.
I ain't got
the hop. The first one.
The hop, skip, and the jump. I got the first.
Yeah, you would have been.
I got the looks as deceiving legs.
They would have called you the. There's just, you know,
I ain't gonna lie to you, I had to move.
Practice got the one.
Yo, you gotta stop. Yo, all right. SGA 285 million without the comp. Like
4 years, no agent fee.
No agent fee. Fuck. Pure money.
Pure. The boy got his own money.
Yo, he got his own shit. And I just want to know what the fuck we doing wrong. My legs are bad, everything.
You can't shoot the turnaround, man.
Yo, this shit is...
You don't know how to do this.
You know, because you ever notice these ball players, they want to be rappers? I don't know what for.
You know, let me speak on that. They want to I figured it out. Ball players like rappers. They don't want to be, they want ball player money, but they want to be rappers with their contracts. If they had to switch
like a
contracts, it'd be less ball players. They'd be playing the piano and on. They wouldn't want to rap.
They wouldn't want to rap if they figured it out. I just think everything's perception.
Never say a rap again.
I think it's smoke and mirrors. I think the ball players think the rappers got as much money as them.
No, they don't.
They've been watching. I'm telling you.
They can't.
No, they don't. No, never. Never, never, never. First of all, let's put this thing in perspective, okay? So the first thing that we got to put in perspective is all ball players are not created equal, all right? Secondly, there is a small amount of people, and this is the problem with this nonsense, right? The problem with this is that we get to see their contracts, and when you thinking about the fact that these guys is going to be making some of them upwards of, you're going to see the first $1 billion contract in our lifetime. You're going to see the first $1 billion contract in our lifetime. Baseball players, they make an egregious amount of, ungodly amount of money. Basketball players, certain basketball players make an ungodly amount of money. And so what they're basically doing is they're messing up the game, because this is why we got all of our kids, and they don't want to be doctors, they don't want to be lawyers, they don't want to be business owners. All of them want to be rappers, and all of them want to be ball players. And you're never going to, do you know how hard it is to actually make it into the league, let alone get to the point to where you're getting a superstar contract? Bro, most players, do you know the stat is still real that most basketball players are broke within 5 years of leaving the league, regardless of how much money that they make? MLB don't have no salary cap. That's a fact. A lot of these guys are still broke regardless of how much money that they make. You can make an ungodly amount of money, and it doesn't mean that you've changed your habits. You can make an ungodly amount of money, and it doesn't mean that you haven't changed your habits. And so when you think about how much money some of these guys make, because everybody is not going to be in the league long enough to get that second contract. That's the problem. You got the SGAs, the Shea Gilders Alexanders. You got the Chets. You got the Currys. You got the LeBrons. You got the ADs. You got the Lucas. You got those people. All right. Those are the people. The James Hardens, they made an egregious amount of money. Paul George, he stole a whole lot of money out of the NBA. You got those guys, right? You got those guys. And you got the second tier, and then you got the third tier. But the third and the fourth tier guys, they just trying to make a wave. They trying to hold on to a contract. They trying to get a long-term deal or whatever, right? All of the money is crazy, but, you know, some of these guys is going to be out of the league within 2 to 3 years. Some of these guys are going to be out of the league in 2 or 3 years. Now, you got to remember, as much money as they make, this is supposed to last them for a lifetime. It should last them for a lifetime. But you're giving 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25-year-olds an ungodly amount of money, and you're telling them to be able to manage effectively for the rest of their life. That's the problem. That is the problem. You're giving an ungodly amount of money to a lot of these guys, and you're telling them that they have to manage it for the rest of I just looked at Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza, somebody just sent me that. Sent me something to Trevor Ariza. They said Trevor Ariza made 100. They said Trevor Ariza made 100 M's. I might not even remember who Trevor Ariza is. And that he's saying that he broke. That he can't pay child support no more. They saying that he broke and can't pay child support anymore. Have y'all seen that? Sports Illustrated. Champion Trevor Ariza seeking financial relief after high retirement expenses. Being an NBA journeyman is one of the most difficult jobs for an athlete. Constant changes, scenery, familiarity. He carved out 18 seasons like former New Orleans forward and NBA champion. It's something to be applauded for. Trevor Ariza is something crucial role for almost 2 decades in the NBA. They say he played for 18 years. Despite hefty contracts, luxurious lifestyle that come with an 18-season career, which most NBA players do not get 18 years. That is crazy. It's very rare for you to ever get to that point. He says he's broke and asking the court to lower his child support payments. He said that he's in a situation that's become even more unbalanced because he's now the primary gift taker for his son or caregiver for the son. Ariza Bree left the marriage with a luxury car, real estate, and half of his retirement accounts, yet refuses to work or contribute financially despite being capable. Jesus. He's been exploring deals, trying everything to create income. Nothing stable has come through. Things has changed since he's finalized this. They say that he's made over 116 million in 18 seasons. 116 million in 18 seasons. 18 years, 116 million. And he broke. He broke. That's what I'm saying. And it's happening every single year. So while I feel what Joe and them is saying, my other instincts and my other inclination is to say more money, more problems. 116 M's. And he like, yo, I need to reduce my child support because I got to live for the rest of my life and I ain't got no more money.
I think that.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm sitting next to Jeff Teague. How much money Jeff Teague made in his career?
He did.
Yeah,
He
all
did
right.
pretty good. He did pretty.
What's pretty good?
Like, well, I'll say over 50.
See how much?
Good.
He
He
sat
only
down.
doing this for.
Hold up.
He signed a 3-year 57 in 2017.
And then what else? He got more than that.
Yeah.
Who else? You know what 57 million is? By the way, the man told me, yo, I remember, yo, one of these things you was
He
driving
made nearly 100.
You was driving a black bet. Like, fuck you, kid. You got 100 million. Like
98.8 to be exact.
They look at us. 98.8. That's on the lower. Like
That's on the low end. That's on the low end. Yeah.
Low end, my
I
ass.
used to go see.
Where I'm from.
I
I'll
used
show
to
you
go
about
see.
Daddy Ball.
I used to go see Ron Artest in fucking Queensbridge Projects. When he got that like 40 million or something, he had an old school pickup truck. He used to play for me at the Ruck. I would go to Queensbridge to get him. He's sitting out there with chancletas on in front of the bit. Like somebody ain't tell him, yo, you're filthy rich superstar. And he was out in the projects in the summer every day. And by the way, Ron Artest is undefeated in the Ruckers history. He never played a game that he lost. So if he played 100 times, you could have bet the kitchen sink on him. He never lost. One time we had a game, he cut himself all the way here. He taped the shit and still won the game. Ron Artest, he was different, but it's safe to say I would switch with the ball players any day. And a baseball player.
Yo, we got to wrap this up.
Soccer.
You're making me mad.
Ronaldo shit. Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia getting like 500 million, taking the plane to Dubai every day. There's a 30-minute flight. He lives in Dubai.
It's 700 million over 2 years.
Disrespectful shit. And he flies over there for the game and flies back in the private like a joke. His kids are in Dubai. Man.
Take him to Disney. He might see 3,000, 3
You seen
stacks.
the money they gave my man Polanco?
What do you call it? Pablo? Paulo?
Palachero?
You making me
what's
forget
his name?
name, man. Paulo Bancaro. Bancaro, yeah, man. Paulo.
Tell you something.
I'm sorry, Paulo. This guy.
Hold up. Let me tell you about Pancaro.
He just got the.
No. They did the right thing. I thought about it, right? I said, yo, if you put Pancaro on Detroit, they're the favorite. If you put Pancaro on any team that's almost looking to go, they're gonna win a chip. So I feel like, of course, Orlando gave him the bag, but they also played like defense.
But let me tell you why it's so much better where he got the bag in Orlando is because he don't got no state taxes. He don't got no state taxes. He don't have state taxes. That is one of the reasons why his money is going to be bigger and stretch longer. He don't got no state taxes, bro. Oh my God. These guys are running up a bag, and I just hope they do the right thing with it. I hope they do the right thing with it. I pray to God that these guys are smart with their money and their resources. Let me ask y'all a question really quickly. How much money is enough, in y'all opinion? How much money is enough? Like, what's the number? Like, realistically, not crazy, but what, and let me frame the question for y'all, all right? Before y'all just start throwing out some crazy stuff. What realistic number do you need to get to where you like, I'm set for the rest of my life and I can live the lifestyle that I want for the rest of my life? I'm set for the rest of my life and I can live the lifestyle that I want to live for the rest of my life. What's the number? Because see, it's two different numbers. The first number that I hit in 2019 when I first retired, there is a number, Tabby. It's a number. Everybody got to have a number. The first number that I hit when I retired in 2019, that was the number I was like, you know what? I'm straight. My daughter's straight. I'm good for the rest of my life. I shouldn't have to ever need or want for anything. The next number that I'm looking to hit, it's more like, all right, wait a minute. How much money do I need to be able to live the lifestyle that I want to live for the rest of my life? Because your tastes change, your palate change, your standards change a little bit. And that's a different number. It's two different numbers. It's a number that you need to be able to be okay for the rest of your life. And most people, they not even putting into their retirement. They don't put into, they not focused on what they gonna deal with. They not trying to pay their house off before they retire. None of that stuff. I seen a person get a 30-year mortgage and they 67. I said, what you gotta live to 90. You gonna pay that till you 97? So it's a different number. It's a number or a lifestyle that you can hit where you can say, you know what? I'm good. I'm straight. And then it's a second number where you say, you know what? This is the type of lifestyle that I want to live for the rest of my life. And so I need to be at this space. Net worth or cash flow. Either or. It don't make no difference. I could be set with 5 million. Bill Gates says once you eat at $50, there's a lot more beyond that. What is your number, Anton? My number is, all right. My second number, the number that I'm chasing, to where if I never, all right. So let me frame it like this. This is a better way for me to put it, because I want to add more context, right? Because y'all just giving out numbers, but y'all not giving no context. This is the way that you're able to figure out what the number is, okay? I say it, all right, so what do I need to be at to live the lifestyle that I want for the rest of my life? All right, so the reason why I'm so dedicated to building this real estate portfolio, and I have a number of properties that I want to hit that will eventually put out a certain amount of money per month, okay? That means that with no mortgages, including maintenance, I want to take in a certain amount of money per month in the real estate game. That's my play. Obviously, they ain't got nothing to do with stocks. That don't have nothing to do with none of that. All of that is separate. All right. Real estate, the goal is to net positive cash flow $100,000 per month to live the life I want to live. Now, that's not to say that that number can't increase. All right. It's not to say that the number can't go up. It's not to say that the lifestyle won't change because I got a new goal, right? Eventually, I want to get to the point to where I can justify flying private. That's just a goal that incentivizes me to keep working. But in order for me to do the thing that I want to do and be comfortable and happy, I want to do 1.2 million per year in revenue that is given off from real estate, which means that I have to hit a certain number of properties that is then generating that type of revenue. So that's the goal. The goal is to hit 50 properties, and I'll comfortably be above that number. 50 properties at between $2,500 to $3,000 per month, and that'll give you the number that I need. Somebody, Keith is spamming. Nixon Keith is spamming the chat. I've seen him put that in the chat multiple different times. Somebody time out. Don't block him. Somebody time out Keith. One of the rules is that you don't spam the chat. Stop copying and pasting. Actually put something in there that's meaningful that the other people that are in the chat can enjoy and interact with you with. All right. So, for example, just right off the top of my head, because I know my business, 17 properties at $2,300 a month will give you just under $40,000 in revenue, roughly around $39,000 to $40,000 in revenue. Say it again for the people in the back. $2,300 a month on average, meaning that you're going to have some higher, you're going to have some lower. At 17 properties will give you or give off a little less than $40,000 a month. So if you shoot for 50 instead of 40, then when you at 17, then that'll give you the number that you got. A lot of people, they're not smart. They'll make a lump sum of money or they'll run up a bag and then they don't actually invest, or they're not putting money up, and they're not putting money into assets, and they're not learning about how it is that they can leverage those assets to ensure that you're straight for the rest of your life if the situation comes to where you don't feel like working no more, you want to retire or whatever, right? So you got to put yourself in a position to where when you getting this money, it's not enough to throw it in a bank account. It's not enough to just put it in a savings account. It's not enough. You got to understand what businesses do you want to participate in that ultimately give off enough money and revenue to where you don't have to worry about the lifestyle that you want for the rest of your life. And that's the goal. That's what you should shoot for. So I can't sit here and tell you what your number should be. I see y'all putting a lot of different numbers in the chat. I can't tell you what your number should be because your number is going to be based off of whatever lifestyle that you want to live. But what I am telling you is that when you are stacking, when you are investing, when you are saving, when you do get that big bag, get it out of your system, and then you start to focus on putting the majority of your resources in the places that will then give you money for the rest of your life. You want the assets. You don't really care about the cash. The assets. The assets is what gives you that prominent net worth because it is money that is going to be making money over a longer period of time. It's all about the assets. Whatever your number is, it could be, I want $6,000-$7,000 a month in retirement. I want $10,000 a month in retirement when I combine this and this and this. I want at least $5,000 in a paid off house. I want $25,000 a month. That'll give me the life that I want to live. I can travel wherever it is that I want to go comfortably. I want $50,000. I want this. I want that. Whatever your number is, just make sure that you are chasing the asset that ultimately will allow for you to live the life that you want to live for the rest of your life. That's what you want to do. All right? It's not too late, Carmela Ella. It's never too late. Come up with a number, y'all. Don't just say more because you're not going to actually work towards anything. Come up with a number. Don't just say more. I want you to come up with a number so that you'll actually have something tangible that you can work towards. That's how I come up with my goals. I come up with my goals by saying, all right, what is it that I want to put off? And what do I have to do to get to the level to where it's generating that type of revenue? That's when I start making stuff move and doing what I need to do. All right. A lot of us, we just work or we just dump money, but we don't have no real goals. We don't have no real purpose. That's why the word saying everything you do, get understanding. You got to understand why you're doing it so you'll be a lot more fervent in what you're doing. 5 Bitcoin ain't but $600,000. That ain't enough. 5 Bitcoin ain't but $600,000. That ain't enough. Moses King says it's never enough. It is enough. You got to be able to separate the difference between haves, wants, and needs. Haves, wants, and needs. It is enough. You got to separate the difference between have, wants, and needs. That's how you structure your goals. I need what it is that I got in 2019. I have where I'm at, and I want to be able to sustain a certain lifestyle, which would give me my goal and my purpose that allows for me to be able to grow and to be fervent in what it is that I do and dedicate myself to my investment strategy. And that's why we build what we build. That's why we invest in the real estate. That's why we do the classes on Patreon. And that's how we grind. Now, I want y'all to also take something else from this conversation, all right, before we end the show and I read the super chats. What I want you to take from this conversation is this. Hear me clearly. Hear me. If you are not around people that you can tell your dreams to, or you can have these conversations and they not saying that you unrealistic, then you're around the people that you're supposed to be around. If you're around people that keep telling you what's not possible, instead of saying, okay, well, how we going to get there? If you're not around people that motivate you, if you're not around people that y'all can talk about your dreams, even if they not there yet, even if they are there yet, if you're not around people that motivate you, that actually want to see you successful in the same way that they want to see themselves successful, then you're around the wrong people. You can't be around people that don't see it, that can't see it. And it's not to say that they're a bad person, but at the same time, you're not gonna get nowhere around people that's still holding you back and keeping you down. If they only telling you that, I want to get a 50% raise, a 50-cent raise on my job, and that's enough. And if you want more than that, then you crazy. I'm telling you that you need to get around a different type of people. I don't want to hang around talking money with people that say that $50,000 is enough. I've seen enough of those. And again, it's nothing wrong with 50,000, but I want to be around people that say, how can we afford it instead of if we can afford it? What do we got to get to? When I say some of my dreams that I've already accomplished and some of the numbers that I need to hit, people like, man, you crazy. Am I? Am I crazy? Or are you not crazy enough? I'm crazy like a fox. Somebody said, what if you married to them? This is what I've learned, see wisdom. You got to just keep going. You got to keep going. The thing about it is that I think that people that are in relationships or people that are around certain people, they spend too much time trying to convince the other person about what their dreams are instead of just dreaming and doing. You just got to work. You just got to go. I don't sit and I don't explain it. When we talk about it, we inspired by it. I just work. I just go. I just go. I just go. Real talk. Oh man, you'll never be able to make $50,000 a month on YouTube. You'll never be able to. We blew that. We blow that out the water. That ain't even a question. I got one channel that do 100,000 a month by itself. One channel doing because then when you get there, they don't want to hear about it. Oh, you don't. You just stunt. You always talk about money. What do you want to talk about? Want to talk about somebody else? Because all you're going to do is talk about how somebody else cheated. All you got to do is talk about how another person, what his money is, what his contract is. Now, I want to talk about my own money and figure out how we can grow that. I want to talk about my own money and figure out how we can grow that. I don't want to keep talking about everybody else's money. I don't want. Let's count our own money. Yo, how many properties that we had to pay property taxes for? What was the amount that we had to pay in property taxes? I paid all of my property taxes yesterday. No, not yesterday, day before yesterday. I went online and I paid all of my property taxes. I went line by line. I had to go property by property. I had to go and pay all of my property taxes yesterday. It's a beautiful feeling. Y'all got to get around people that's going, just go, just work. I don't care if you're married to them, just work. They're not going to see it until you start doing it. Then when they see the manifestation of it, they're going to want to join in. When they see the manifestation of it, they're going to want to join in. That's what I know about people. They don't believe it until they see it. So I don't talk about it. I just keep doing it. I just work. I told people, yeah, man, I want to get to the point where I'm doing $1 million a month. People told me do you know people just recently told me I'm crazy? Again? So I told them I was gonna do 50,000 a month on the internet. They say you crazy, and we blew that out. We said I'm gonna do 100,000 a month on the internet. You crazy? We blew that out. Do $200,000 a month on the internet. We gonna blow that out. You crazy? We blow that out. Now I say I want to do Why am I? Why? Do you know that it's people that actually do $1 million a month and just sponsorships? Why are we crazy by saying what's so crazy about saying that you can make $1 million a month and you ain't got to pick up a basketball in order to do it? It's 100% possible. You telling me, okay, listen, the first 100, the first 50 was the hardest. Once we do that and we did that consistently, man, we can kill that all day long.